Just like that, we're back. Views from Section 400, special edition, 100th episode pod. Matt, Jack, and Brian bring you along for this very special edition of the podcast. NFL's back. We've been around for a long-ass time. 100th episode special. We got a lot to get into this one. But before we do, I know NFL's going on. What the hell's going on with Florida State? We'll get into that in a minute. But, boys, around the horn, real quick, just jump into, some memories. Reminiscing on what's been 100 up and down pods, agreements, disagreements. We snuck an in-person pod in there as well. Brian, this has been awesome, man.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's been 100 episodes, almost a year. Our first episode was on October 1st of 2023. And here we are sitting after Labor Day weekend, still doing this thing twice a week. I don't know how it worked out where our 100th episode is the start of the 2024 football season. That's kind of insane. But I think that's just a message in the stars. It's written that this thing's going to take off. And we appreciate every single one of you. If you're one of our friends, if you've joined us along the way during a Bullmas or anything we've done, any special events, just thank you for listening. And we hope to continue to bring you guys great sports content and new stuff. Like Matt said, we just did the in-person podcast. Can't wait to do more of that stuff. And just really thankful.
Yeah, it is awesome. I mean, we're just talking sports up in Section 400. We're just hanging out, talking sports, very passionate about our teams, very passionate about our takes. It's been amazing. I have to say that the best moment over the past year is somewhat pod related. But Brian, your wedding was awesome. To finally meet Matt and Will and a lot of our supporters. It was a great time then, and I'm proud of us for making it 100 episodes in. And damn, boys, let's just keep going. Let's keep having fun.
Yeah, I didn't even mention that. Like when we started this thing, I just got engaged. I've been married for 3 months. Matt, you've moved apartments. Jack, you've moved apartments. It's just been great to connect with you guys for the last almost year now, and it's been a great ride, and I can't wait for 100 more.
Yeah, man, a lot's changed, but we've stayed consistent, and that's the bottom line, and that's what it's all about. And I think you finished it up right there nicely with we're 100 in, and here's to the next 100, right? I mean, if you stuck with us from the beginning, well, this is the beginning of a long journey. We're just going to keep it going, and I excited to see what happens because, like Brian said, it's crazy, 100th episode right at the start of the NFL. That's where we crank it up. That's where we get fired up. That's where we get passionate about what we do here up in 400. So, yeah, I'm just really pumped to see what we have in store for this entire football season. I really can't wait. I'm fired up, dude, because we got Eagles football Friday night. Tomorrow night, Eagles football. I can't wait. And we got primetime tonight, whatever, Ravens, Chiefs. We'll get into that in a minute. But, yeah, so not only the 100th episode, but as I said, the NFL's back. We're going to do – if you were from us from the beginning, that's when we started the NFL. We go through all the games. It's going to be a little different this year. We're not going to go as in depth on the big games, primetime, our teams. We're going to touch, we're going to talk, and we're going to, give our opinion, reaction, analyst, whatever you want to call it. But when the Panthers are playing the Saints or there's a nonsense game, we're not going to bore you guys to death. It's already a long show as it is. But you guys want to get involved with our bets. You want to get involved, win some money with us. We have a full Bet the Board Sunday morning show that comes out live every Sunday for the entire NFL season. If you want a bet for every single game, you want to parlay, you want to pick and choose how you want to come up with Sunday, Bet the Board, views from Section 400. That's where you can get all your exclusive betting content from us here up in the nosebleeds in 400. But for the NFL show, preview show, we're just going to touch on all the primetime games, give some analysis, opinion, feedback, what we think is going to happen. And, stay tuned for the Sunday show if you really want to win some money. But, yeah, before we get into the NFL, we can't jump from our roots. We got to stick what's got us here. Mike of the Week has become a huge segment on our pod. Came out of left field, and it stuck. So, without further ado, I know you guys will like that one from earlier. But
wait. Jack, people still say that. That's not stuck in the 1800s. If you guys didn't catch it earlier, I edited.
People.
Go ahead.
No. You finish, and then I'll say my piece.
yeah, Brian, you give us some context here.
Jack came out with his NFL quarterback power rankings today. Great article. If you haven't checked it out already, check it out. It's on Views from Texas.
Great article, questionable list.
Questionable list at best. But anyway, as you guys know, I edit all the stuff that goes onto the website. And I just put a little transition into it before. Jack had a nice little paragraph to start off the list. And then I transitioned into the list, and I started it with "without further ado." And Jack thinks that phrase is, no longer hip with the cool kids.
Okay, look. First of all, I appreciate you editing the article to make it, ALA, MPLA, MP45 format, whatever the fuck's going on. So sorry that I don't know proper, Merriam-Webster's dictionary formatting for how you're supposed to cite things. Excuse me, Brian. I'm not the journalism major here. So first of all, thank you for doing that for me. But second of all, when have you ever heard me say "without further ado"? Maybe I say it once in a while, like Matches did in like in a phrase. You're just going with it. But who takes the time to sit there and type "without further ado"? I don't even know how to spell "ado." You're the one who I learned it today from you, from looking at that, reading my own article. Said by Jack Albanese or whatever it said, and it said "without further ado." I don't even know how to spell that.
Well, now you do, and you won't have to ado when you try to think of how to spell "without further ado."
Thank you. Honestly, I saw that and it looked like Adonai Mitchell's first name, like Adonai. I'm like, this is just too much for me. I need to stay in the talking world and not do all the writing.
Well, that's why I said that right there was to take a little jab at the conversation earlier. So thanks for the context to the viewers. So now they know why I said that. But I probably could have just let it flow and nobody would have noticed or said anything either. But glad we were able to clarify.
You're not out of the woods either, Matt. You said my rankings were questionable. Hey,
totally.
Come at me. You got to get at me. Everybody who wants to go check them out, hit me up in the comments, in the DMs. Don't care. Love to debate them. But yeah, that list is perfect. There's actually not a thing I would change. Unless you read it in full, there are a couple of players where I say this guy could be a little higher or this guy could be a little lower. That maybe happened to 5 of the 32 starting quarterbacks, but for the most part, they're locked in there. And I mean, it's a solid list.
So we don't want to bore the people with the whole back and forth because, you want to talk about going on down the rabbit hole. We could go down the rabbit hole on this. But the only thing, and go check out the article for yourself because you can see what I'm talking about. But the only thing I'll say, and you can go check it out after you hear this, is C.J. Stroud should not be lower than Kyler Murray. And as high as I am on Kyler Murray this year, there's no way Kyler Murray's a top 7 quarterback and C.J. Stroud's outside the top 10. That's all I'll say there. And you guys can go check out the list, check out the article, and give Jack hell for fouling up some of these quarterbacks.
Lay it on me, folks.
The best time of the year is here. Football is back. And whether you're going to a game at Jordan-Hare to cheer on Auburn, going to the Link to watch the Birds, or going up to MetLife, not JetLife, Matt, to watch the Giants probably lose, you're going to want to go to SeatGeek, the official sponsor of the Views from Section 400 podcast. New users, $20 off your first purchase by using code VIEWSFROM400 at checkout. Again, new users, $20 off your first purchase to any football game, any postseason baseball game, anything you're doing this late summer or fall. Code VIEWSFROM400 at checkout. Thank you to SeatGeek, the official sponsor of the podcast. And now, winners and losers.
But let's jump into the mic of the week as we do. Always, we gave you one in Bethany. Go check that out, in-person pod. Really fun stuff there. Hopefully we can get some more in-person content because I know that's what the best content. That's the best of 4 personalities. Hopefully, maybe soon we can jump into that. But we're kind of going to do a collective mic of the week here. Jack's going to love this one, but it's going to be all about Florida State and the Florida State Seminoles. I love to see it. They're 0-2. They were cocky, arrogant assholes all year last year, and they're getting a taste of their own medicine. 0-2. DJ Ukulele. Yes, ukulele is horrible. The definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. He sucked at Clemson. He sucked at Oregon State. And now he sucks at Florida State.
Yeah, I saw a meme that the drop off from Jordan Travis to DJ Ukulele is the worst drop off we've seen in college football since the drop off from Trevor Lawrence to DJ Ukulele.
Which is wild.
And to your point about insanity and history repeating itself, I mean, it's so true. It's
program to program. Like, it's unbelievable.
It was really tough to watch. Honestly, after watching I was going to call week 1, but week 0, that week 0 game, you saw so many issues that you say, this is not getting fixed by next week. Like, there's no way. And then you're going against a BC team who's juiced up. They have a new head coach, Bill O'Brien, who I absolutely do not like. I will make that very clear. I do not like Bill O'Brien. But at the same time, he's going to come in there better than a lot of the other coaches they've had in the past. This guy has NFL experience. He has experience at Alabama, won championships with them. It's like, they're going to be a much better team. And after seeing Florida State so bad in week 0, you knew that they were going to get their ass kicked in week 1. You knew DJ Ukulele wasn't just going to turn it around and be good enough to win them a game. Maybe maybe he turns it around and they can win a couple games this season. But at this trajectory, oh my gosh, dude, I'm not watching the Knowles right now.
I mean, we can sit here and listen to the tune on the world's saddest violin when we talk about DJ Ukulele, but it's on Mike Norvell. This dude, like, you spend all offseason talking about how you should have been in the college football playoff. You'd think your team's going to come out hot. And you've laid an egg. You were ranked 10 in the AP poll, which I could go on a whole nother rant about how that doesn't matter. But people still thought you were going to be really good. And you just lost to Georgia Tech in Dublin as like a 20-something point favorite. And then you lose to Boston College in your home opener as a 16.5-point favorite. Like, it's on the coaching. Your quarterback can suck, but at some point, like, you got to have your team ready.
I mean, losing outright in back-to-back double-digit favorite games, that's got to be a record. No? I mean, it's
horrible.
That's horrible. And to that point, I can see that being on Norvell and the coaching staff at that. But it's a different team, emotional year last year, maybe still kind of carrying over. And I guess we can kind of put that to rest. I don't want to say I knew this was going to happen because I didn't make the prediction, but like as soon as I saw DJ Ukulele as the quarterback, I saw him play in Clemson, saw him at Oregon State, and you just know he's not going to be good. We already have the sample size of what this guy is, and the sample size is he sucks. He is not good. And you can say, well, you're sitting in a chair and he's out there. Yeah, I might be able to do a little better. I really might. But that's my opinion on that in FSU. They're done, dusted, not ranked, and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, we should leave it at that. I just have to say to Brian, like, Norvell, I've been questionable on him from the start. But to say he sucks, I don't think it's very fair. The man won every single game he played last year, coached his team to an undefeated season. Like, you gotta like, that has to have some weight. You can't just come out the next year, start 0-2 with a quarterback that looks like, as Matt said, one of the worst quarterbacks we've seen in college football for 2 other programs already, and put it all on the head coach.
But then you look at they bring in Roydell Williams from Alabama, great running back. He got 1 carry in the first half when you're favored by 16.5 points. What are you doing? Your quarterback stinks.
I was going to say, trying to figure out the quarterback situation.
Like, it's just, just watching that game gave me an aneurysm.
Yeah,
and I didn't have any rooting interest. It just was terrible football.
Yeah, I can second that. I will not argue that.
to end it, the final, I guess, question was, can they right the ship? Yes, next year when they get another quarterback.
Yeah, straight up.
That's it there. But Mike of the Week, as always, presented by our Survivor pool. I won't let y'all catch me slipping there. Our Survivor pool and, everything else, SeatGeek, all the great sponsors who work with us. So love to see you out there. But it's time, the moment we've all been waiting for. It is time for some NFL preview from Section 400. And we kick it off, no pun intended, with a banger of an opening game in the Baltimore Ravens traveling to Kansas City to take on the reigning champion Chiefs. 2 times back-to-back. We're not going to talk about the first one, but 2 times back-to-back, going for a third. Boys, let's dive right into it. I mean, at least for me, quick stuff. I don't know how much we're going to give out betting wise, but the Chiefs lost last year at home opening night. I don't see them losing again opening night. I don't care what anybody says. I get it's the Ravens, the whole thing. I just think the Chiefs win this game. Brian, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, see, I was in the same boat as you. And by the way, Matt said we won't be giving out bets. If you want to see our bets and you're listening to this in the morning, our roundtable for this game will be live on viewsfromsection400.com at 4 p.m. on Thursday. So if you're listening to us after then, go check that out for our bets. But I was thinking the Chiefs would win this game easily. And then I remembered the AFC Championship last year. The Ravens were right there. And the guy named Zay Flowers, 100-plus yards in the game, fumbles the football going into the end zone. He's had to be thinking about that one play this whole offseason. And the whole Ravens, for that matter, have been thinking of that play. And now they have the chance to go into Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs on the road after Mahomes did that to them at M&T Bank Stadium. They're giving me 3. I kind of like the Ravens in this spot.
I'm taking the Ravens in this one. Mahomes, the Chiefs, back-to-back. I mean, come on. This happened last year, too, with the Lions. It'll be a great game, but like Brian said, the headspace is going to be there for the Ravens to come out and kill in this game. And I just don't think that the Chiefs, not that they won't be ready for week one. One big difference between Chiefs last year, week one, and Chiefs this year, week one, is they'll have Chris Jones for this one. He held out of that Lions game, if you guys recall. But, there are other things, like Brian said. Zay Flowers hit 100 yards in this AFC Championship game just last year. And this year, the Chiefs are coming back without L'Jarius Sneed, who is an absolute lockdown corner. They still got Trent McDuffie, so they'll be all right. But, we say it all the time. Matt loves to say, you missing pieces. That's it. That's the end of the story.
The bottom line. Wait, wasn't McDuffie an Auburn guy, or am I thinking of somebody else?
No, not Trent McDuffie. No,
I thought he was. I was going to say I didn't get a War Eagle there.
I feel like Brian, did Trent McDuffie go to Auburn? I feel like we would know.
I don't think so, but now he says something.
He's a young guy.
Oh, no, I went to Washington.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know why I thought he was.
Bro, you trying to make me and Brian now to be bad fans right now?
We have another game we'll get into in a bit that there's a lot of Auburn Tigers in there.
Like I said, we have had a couple of corners get into the league and stay there for a second, and they might be scattered around now, but
it's about the only position, corners and kickers.
Either way, when it comes to the Chiefs and the Ravens, banger of a Thursday night game. We're clearly split. I think the Chiefs take this one home. Brian and Jack are clearly loving the road underdogs in the Baltimore Ravens, who probably won't be underdogs at all the rest of the way. So if you want to get some juice, now's the time to get it. If you want our full player props, where we're actually going, where we're going on spreads, are we taking alternate lines, make sure you check out the Sunday show. You'll get everything there. Here, we're just giving a little analyst, a little opinion, and then maybe we're saying where we might place a bet one way or the other. Obviously, I'm on the Chiefs. Jack and Brian love the Ravens on the road. But let's jump into the other banger of a game. Friday night football seems to be here to stay. How often are they going to implement it? I don't know. We got it for Black Friday last year. Now we get it to open in the year. I don't know what to feel about it, but my team's playing in the Philadelphia Eagles. They got to travel down to Brazil, which is wild in itself. Take on the Green Bay Packers. I'll shut up. Listen to the certified Philly haters. Jack, what do you got on this game Friday night?
Yeah, dude. I mean, the Packers, before I get into the Eagles, the Packers have been a team, week one, have always been unpredictable, is what I would say, under LaFleur. There were times under, like, with Rodgers as starting quarterback where, week one, they've got the easy matchup. You expect them to win the game and, possibly blow out the other team. And they just show up flat and they're just not ready for the game. So I feel like the Packers are always a hard team to sort of predict week one, as are a lot of these games week one. But either way, I like the Eagles. I like them this year. I do like Kellen Moore coming in as their OC. I do like the weapons they have, and I just think that they're going to win this game, regardless of how good the Packers did last year. And Jordan Love looked great, won a playoff game. I just think that the Eagles, top to bottom, just have the roster and should come out here and win week one.
Yeah, you make a lot of great points. And I told the viewers I would have a read on a pun for an over-under on this game. And I really tried. I really, really tried, but I couldn't come up with anything for an over-under. But I did come up with something for my lean on the spread. And it might be a little bit of a reach, but it wouldn't be an episode of Views from 400 if I didn't reach for a pun. So this game is played in Corinthians Arena. Corinthians is a soccer team in Serie A. I believe that's how you pronounce it, Matt. No?
That's Italy, bro.
Well, then I'm already lost them. But they're 17th in whatever Brazilian league they play in. Jordan Love, of course, last named Love. We have Valentine's Day on February 14th of this year. Corinthians is in 17th place. That's a 3-point difference from Jordan Love. So the spread's 2.5. What is that telling me? I'm going to take the 3-point difference. Give me Packers plus 2.5.
That was a lot.
You totally fucking lost me there, bro.
We're going to have to go back and watch that a few times over. But look, I got the Eagles all day. If they're like, I would be a fraud if I came out unbiased. Like, dude, I would take Packers plus 3.5. Eagles on the road week one in Brazil, like that just like screams like Philly fraud out. But as diehard Birds fan, I'm all over the Birds. I'll be hammering them to win this game. But I am a little worried that they got to go to Brazil week one. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I really don't. But that's my read on it. And again, tune in Sunday for the full breakdown.
It doesn't make much sense.
I guess the game already be happened, so fuck that.
Well, they'll get your reaction at least, but you'll get your early reaction. It doesn't make much sense to have this game on Friday. I guess it's all about the money, but
it is. It's about the fact that they can have this preseason out of the country in Brazil. And I think once they get into the regular season, they're not able to do Friday games outside of like Black Friday and special like days like that.
Well, you got to think of the kids, man. It's a lot of homecoming games this weekend. Like the parents in Philly, you're going to be having the parents stay at home to watch the Birds instead of going to their kids' homecoming game.
Is it homecoming weekend?
I think so.
Probably not this early.
Well, isn't that like the thing? Yeah, no, homecoming's early.
Homecoming's usually in like October.
Yeah, I think that's why they're getting away with this, because it's nice and early.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that's the whole reason why they don't do Friday games is because of high school football.
Makes sense.
Yeah, well, they said F you all for this. Quick question before we jump to the next one. Does Jordan Love outperform Jalen Hurts through the air? I think Hurts could have the most passing yards in this one. But what do you guys think? Like, I think it's wild that Love is his betting line is higher than Hurts. When Hurts has the better weapons to throw the ball to, I know there's other pieces there. I know he uses his legs, that whole thing. But I think Hurts could easily have way more passing yards here.
You don't think they're going to want to establish Saquon like super early?
They might, but at the same time, I think they can pull some trickery, and maybe the Packers are definitely keying on that. Play action is going to open up the field tremendously.
The game's in a soccer stadium. They're all going to be using their feet more.
I was going to say, I think this is more of a bet on game flow and how the Packers are going to run their offense. I would think that they're going to be passing more often than, I think the Eagles are going to feel comfortable being able to run and throw and have a pretty balanced attack versus the Packers. I don't know exactly what's going on with the running back room right now. I know it's Josh Jacobs who's healthy, and then everybody else seems to be hurt right now. So maybe they don't want to run the ball a ton, being the fact that they only have one back. So they want to throw more. And then on top of that, they might have to throw more. The Eagles, like I'm saying, are a good team. They've got a good offense, a good defense. They might be down early. The Eagles might be scoring points early. They might feel like they need to keep up, and Jordan Love might be having to throw the ball around everywhere. I mean, also, the Eagles' run defense is pretty good, Matt, no? I mean, I know every year's a new year, but
they lost their vets, and Fletcher Cox stepped away. They got poached by the Niners when Javon Hargrave, whatever his name was, went to the Niners. So they lost some guys. It's a young defensive line. Would I say it's bad? No, but it's very young. So I could see the Packers maybe getting to the second level a little more than the Eagles would like them to.
Yeah, Marshawn Lloyd did practice as of Wednesday. He was a limited participant, so it looks like he's on track to play.
Yeah, it's within 16 yards, 16 and a half yards. I mean, Jordan Love, 256 and a half, Hurts 240. I mean, that's one pass. 120-yard pass is separating this betting line. If you can get Hurts to have the most passing yards, I think that's a solid bet. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off, but 240 seems low. I can see Hurts breaking 270, 275. I think he might throw for 300 yards.
I could see them both breaking their lines. I like points in this game.
Yeah, I do too.
I know Brian's trying to make a play for the.
He's now digging through his brain for an under pick.
Dow Powell under or something he was going.
Yeah.
But I'm liking points in this game, man. Like as Matt was saying, the Eagles lost a few pieces on defense. On the D line, but also in the secondary, and they got some new guys coming in. Some rookies. We'll see how they fare. Maybe Jordan Love and his cast of characters can take advantage of that. And I like points in this game, boys. What can I say? I like points.
Ooh.
And if it's a shootout, I got the Birds all the way. If it's a defensive battle, that's where I get a little shaky.
So I kind of wanted to leave the under, but I may have finally found something. So in 2014, the FIFA World Cup ball used in Brazil was called the Brazuca. I feel like for a Brazuca, that means a lot of points. So yeah, why not? Let's Brazuca it and go over.
Thanks.
You done?
All right, Jags Dolphins. How do we feel about it?
Yo, talking about points, bro. Oh boy, I know I've been touting this new Jags D line all off season, but I think it might take a game for them to settle in a little bit. I expect a lot of points in this game. 49.5 is the total. I expect this to hit easy. But the fact that the Jags are 3.5-point dogs, that's just the home field advantage line right there. I mean, the Jags are winning this football game.
Really?
Yeah, they're the best team in Florida, bro. There's no way that the Dolphins are going to be able to get stops against Trevor Lawrence in this offense.
All right.
Starting early.
I think the Dolphins defense is better than the Jags offense, and I think the Dolphins offense is better than the Jags defense. So I see the Dolphins winning. I think they cover the spread.
Yeah, I have the Dolphins winning 27-17. I think this thing goes under. I don't think there'll be a lot of points at all.
When Brian Thomas Jr. starts this game off with like a 74-yard the deep touchdown pass from Trevor Lawrence, And then Miami responds back with like a Tyreek Hill like 60-yard touchdown. Don't be surprised.
Well, according
I mean,
to
dude, I'll give it to you, man. You are locked in. You got the glasses on and everything. That is definition of being in the lab.
Bro,
So
I had
maybe
to
you
take
got something that we don't know.
I had to a lot of late nights studying film before week one, boys. You know what I'm saying?
I know, dude. You're in the lab over there, but I hate the hook. I'm cool with the void. I would be fine taking Dolphins -3 here. Brian, you taking a hook?
yeah, I'm fine with the hook. I mean, the Jaguars are the best team historically in Florida. They're 6-5 against the Dolphins. I like the 6-6, nice even number, 3.5, and the under. Brian Thomas Jr. is also the fourth option on this team according to sportsbooks right now. I know I love how much you love the fourth options. So
Yeah, I do love the fourth options. And yeah, I mean it makes sense. He should and will be the fourth option. But at the same time, like that's not a bad thing in this offense. I mean, this is a very spread offense. ETN does his work. Ingram and Christian Kirk are the guys that are going to be operating in the shallow to medium areas of the field, and then is the one that's supposed to get in there, take the top off the defense, expand it vertically. That's going to be his area of the field, and you would have to think that Gabe Davis can complement that too. He's just done it in Buffalo for the past 3 years. So I'm excited for
With
this.
the competent quarterback.
What?
well,
I said with the competent quarterback.
he hasn't even been able to do it with a competent quarterback. He drops the same amount of passes as Calvin Ridley, and he gets open less than Calvin Ridley.
And he's older.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
All right, well, we know Jags.
Pulling shit. You guys are just pulling shit out of your ass at this point. Look,
Not at all.
My point is the Jaguars offense can hit you at all different levels this year, which is something we weren't able to do last year. And it's going to be an explosive game.
I am convinced that you don't even believe that.
Fireworks in Miami, baby. That's what I expect.
Yeah, by the Dolphins.
Both teams.
Yeah, maybe by the Dolphins.
Both teams.
Well, as I was going to say, we know Jack's answer, but Brian, the Dolphins having a better year than the Jags, or you think the Jags stay the best team in Florida?
Honestly, I think both of them go 9-8, but the Dolphins do it in a tougher division, so I'll give it to, I guess, the Dolphins.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel. It's just because I feel like I'm pretty high on the AFC South this year. You know how I feel about the Colts, the Texans. I love CJ Stroud. If you've seen our pods last year, huge CJ Stroud guy. Saw him play live, and I'm pretty sure he got hurt and threw for like 100 yards. So that was my CJ Stroud experience, and it rained. But I'm high on the AFC South, so I wouldn't even say like, oh, here's the Dolphins with this way better division. I think the Colts are going to be good. I think the Texans are going to be good. And if anything, like the Jags will be competitive. The Jags are like the Jets comparison in that division. You don't know what they're going to be, but they're probably going to be.
Boys.
Nah, I don't know. Not about. The Jags had a better team last year, and they didn't have 11 wins.
That's not true. We have a better team this year.
Really? You believe that?
100%. I think we have a better offense and a better defense.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. That's why it's a preview, right? Now we'll talk.
Bro, we upgraded wide receiver. We upgraded at O-line. We upgraded at D-line. We upgraded our secondary. Like, we've
Jack, you know this isn't out of left field, man. You know Brian and I all summer have not been high on the Jags. It's not going to change now. I don't know why you think week one we're just going to be in love with the Jags.
I know. We're going to have to go win 11 games for you guys to shut your mouths.
You are, yes. Go win the division, and I'll change my tune.
We'll do. We will.
But we can at least find common ground here. We'll jump into the actual dog shit of our trio, and that is the New York Giants, who I actually love as home dogs against the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, it's my time to be delusional now. And Daniel Jones is going to eat up the Vikings defense like he did when they won the playoff game. I don't know why they're underdogs. It doesn't make any sense.
Home dogs week one. I mean, I don't care. It's the Giants. Like, all bias aside, hatred aside. Like, dude, home dogs week one, and the Vikings have Sam Darnold starting. Like, give me a break, dude. I'll take the Giants +1.5 all day. And if they burn me, that gives me even more fire to hate that franchise.
Yeah, I mean, the last time Darnold was in MetLife, I almost called it Jet Life, but I
It
didn't.
is jet life.
He was seeing ghosts. So what's to say he's not going to have that PTSD again and throw 5 picks?
And that was the whole thing right there for me. Darnold in his first game back, like starting for his new team, is going to be in MetLife. Like that's just there's no way I can bet on him to win this game. So unfortunately, I will ride the Giants, and I will do it very reluctantly.
I'm super confident in Giants +1.5 this weekend. I don't know why.
Although I gotta ask Brian because you know better than we would. What is who is covering Neighbors from the Vikings and who is covering Jefferson from the Giants? Like, are these guys just gonna be able to run wild all game or what?
Well, it'll be Deontay Banks covering Jefferson. He was the Giants' first-round pick a year ago out of Maryland. He had a decent rookie season. He definitely isn't on Justin Jefferson's level to be able to shut him down, but he can make plays. I think he'll at least contain him. In terms of Neighbors, probably going to be like 3 Vikings wideouts, and they'll put one guy on Theo Johnson and then let Wan'Dale Robinson sprain his ankle on a slant route.
Yeah,
See, this is where I'm going to stop the fucking rabbit hole nonsense.
No, you're right. You're right. And let's move on after I say.
Like, as soon as you're Wan'Dale Robinson, that's where it needs to stop.
I'm not riding with the Giants anymore. I'm switching my pick to the
I will say Brian Dable is calling plays now. And that, I think that's a good thing.
I have to stick to my roots and my guns and just my belief.
I gave this enough attention. I said I like the Giants +1.5. That's all you're getting out of me.
First Auburn Tiger of the slate here. Darius Slayton in action. War Eagle.
War Eagle.
The only thing, though, Malik Neighbors, over under 100 yards.
Under.
It's a high line. I think is
well, it's rookie year. You've been talking about the guy like you're saying he's pacing 1,300 this year. He's got to go over 100.
What's that, like 80 a game? I think he can get 80.
But 100's high? Come on, dude.
Yeah, that's 20 more yards. Daniel Jones is only going to be able to complete so many passes to him.
You're ridiculous. I don't know. Anything else, Brian? I mean, this is your team, dude. Like I said, I'll give you +1.5, and that's all you're getting out of me.
There's not much to talk. Brian Burns returning to New York. I'm sure he'll be able to web up Sam Darnold a couple times.
Enough with the fucking Spider-Man references.
I needed to throw that in.
Titans at Bears.
Thank you.
Matt, who do you got, bud?
I think it's a little disrespectful that I don't know. Maybe it's not disrespectful, but yeah, I mean, shouldn't Caleb Williams be his betting line for passing yards be like 280? Like what? It's like damn near identical to Will Levis's.
I mean, it's his first.
Isn't Will Levis horrible? I don't know. I don't watch Titan football.
I'm not out on Will Levis. I'm not out on Will Levis. I'm not in on him. I'm also not out on him. Last year was his rookie year. He didn't start from the beginning. So I'm not out on him.
No Malik Willis in the shadows anymore.
I was never worried about Malik Willis. He had his time.
Well, you don't have to be. He's gone.
Yeah. No, I saw him at Auburn. He was. Anyway, back to the Titans. I'm still sort of in on them. I think that they could be a decent team. I think they could be. Excuse me. I think their offense could be decent. Like they could put up some points because they're just gonna be airing, and that's why Will Levis's line is high. Is they're just gonna be airing it out all game. The running backs are Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears, 2 smaller guys that can't handle an actual workload. They're receiving backs. I think that they all they did in the offseason was add Calvin Ridley and D Hop's out there. I think they're just gonna be swinging the ball around. So I think that's why Levis's line is a little high.
Yeah. Thanks for clarifying.
It makes sense. I don't like the Titans as much as you do, but I don't hate them.
I mean, that was wild. Jack is all in on Levis and the Titans.
I'm not all in on Levis and the Titans. I think that Will Levis will definitely show us more in year 2 than he did
He'll
last
take a
year.
step. He'll take a
Yeah.
step.
The question is, how big is that step? You know?
Right. I got you. I could see that. Look, year 2, we'll see. It didn't start all last year. I know. I have a funny thing about like him breaking up with his girlfriend and like that he started lighting it up.
Yep. Yeah,
So,
I think his 4 touchdown game came right after he
yeah.
cut ties.
So we'll see what happens there. But that's about all we need on that game. Other than does Caleb Williams steal the show?
Mm, I, I don't know. I kind of like the Titans, Jack. I think you convinced me. You know,
Plus four and a half on the road.
I shouldn't have. There's no way that they're beating the Bears at home.
the 4.5, that's a big number.
It's a big number, but
yeah, but the Bears
time, it's not.
I think the only legit, like if you look at the Titans offensive defense, the Bears offensive defense, I think the only legit unit here is the Bears defense, and that's good enough for me to think that they're winning this game at home. Like there's a lot of question marks with everywhere you look in this game, there's question marks, except for the Bears defense. I think they're a solid unit. They showed it, they proved it at the end of last year. And as much as I just talked up like Will Levis and like, him taking a step up, I don't think it's happening against the Bears in week 1 in Chicago.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't get behind that either.
I don't think Caleb Williams is alive when Remember the Titans came out, but he's going to remember him after Sunday.
It's a game that's just like, dude, again, check out our show Sunday for the full board, but it's just a game like you don't know what Caleb Williams is going to be. You don't know the Titans. Like it's just like stay away. Stay the hell away. Wait and see what happens with Caleb Williams and go from there. But there's plenty of other juice on this board. Stay the hell away from this.
Yeah, that is a great way to put it. This is one of the most unpredictable games, but for that reason, it's going to be one of the most intriguing games. I mean, everybody wants to know, what is Caleb Williams going to be? That's got to be one of the biggest question marks this offseason or, going into this week. So it's going to be so much fun to watch, so much fun to, get some takes off of what you see from the player and from the team and all that. But as far as betting goes, I'm with you, Matt. Don't fucking touch this game.
There's no need to. There's literally no reason to get in on this game.
Yeah, I was about to give you guys a line on how many times this is shown on Red Zone, just because it seems like an ugly one. But then, of course, Caleb Williams, they're going to be paying into him every drive. So
every drive, it's going to be like a whole spectacle.
I think if I put a bet on this game, and I'm just thinking of this right here, right now, it's going to be first touchdown for the Bears, Rome Odunze.
You'll probably get great juice. But again, that's another like I'm not going to put myself through that.
Yeah.
He already caused us enough pain in that Michigan game last year.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't need to get hurt week 1, man. I definitely don't. But yeah, I think across the board we're staying away. But let us know in the comments where you guys are leaning on that one. There's no way to lean. You don't know. But let's jump down. Who is it? The Superdome? I don't even know. Mercedes-Benz Superdome? Is that where they play?
Just stadium.
Just stadium. No more Superdomes. All right.
Well, the Superdome is the one in New Orleans.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Either way, the Steelers travel down to Atlanta to take on the new look, high expectation Atlanta Falcons. Steelers plus 3.5 on the road. I don't know if it's my best bet of the week, but I like the Steelers on the road here in this spot.
I think Bijan Robinson might have 350 all-purpose yards in this game just to shove it up Arthur Smith's throat to show him you should have used me. I love the Falcons. I think that they're going to have all those guys in the locker room are going to want to hang a 50 burger on Arthur Smith.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I mean, you come in there and, Arthur Smith knows these players, but at the end of the day, do you think it's going to be all those Falcons players, like with their heads hung at the end of the day, or Arthur Smith with his stupid face?
Which I agree with, But why is the line so low? For that reason, I'm going to take 3.5.
Well,
I
okay.
think it makes sense.
I think I'll make the devil's advocate case here. The line is like that close because you got Kirk Cousins coming off the injury. We got to see how he plays. You got the brand new head coach. You got, I mean, obviously they were big pieces, but they made some new changes to their defense this season. So I just think there's a lot of new. The Falcons are another team like the Bears. Like they're going to be a very intriguing team to watch. You know, they have a lot of new players. Like, are they all going to come together? Are they going to put on? Are they going to perform together or not? Are they all going to buy in? I think that's what Chris Mano was saying. You know, one of the hardest things about like some of these teams is like, you know, are you actually going to buy in and think you can win a Super Bowl and do this and propel yourself every day, or are you just there to get the check?
It's a good point. But if that Russell Wilson line's 199.5, I'm taking the over all day.
Yeah, it is super low. I imagine it gets bet up by Sunday to at least like 207 or something.
It has to, man. He's going over 200 yards. He has to.
You'd think his lines got like really bad. He was at like 187 at points last year.
I mean, like, he's okay. Yeah, to that
He was different team, different offense.
But he was bad last year. But this is Arthur Smith's offense, and which one of his quarterbacks threw for over 200 yards last year? Like, did that ever happen?
Taylor Heineke lighting up the fucking field.
Oh, stop.
What's worse, Taylor Heineke or Sam Howell?
Oh, put some respect on Sam Howell's name.
I don't know. Taylor Heineke.
Okay, come on now.
Taylor Heineke won a playoff game.
Yeah, but
Sam Howell's never sniffed the playoffs.
No, he lost that playoff game.
You didn't sniff no playoffs.
To Brady's Bucs.
No, we didn't.
Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, he lost to Brady's Bucs. He scored a touchdown. That was really cool, but they lost the game.
Is that what happened?
Yeah,
I remember him playing in a playoff game and absolutely balling out.
Yeah, he kind of balled out, but they lost.
Unless they won and then lost to Brady's Bucs, but I thought that was all the same.
They actually might. I honestly don't know. I don't know.
I can't imagine they won a playoff game that year.
I remember him having a playoff win, Mr. Taylor Heineke.
I think you're just thinking of the cool dive at the pylon.
I definitely am.
Yeah, they definitely lost that game.
It was one game. He went 26 for 44, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 306 passing yards. He might have 1 passing touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown, 306 yards through the air.
I mean, it's not a bad day. Seems like they put a lot on his shoulders. Like,
yeah, that team had no business being in the playoffs.
No business.
40 passing attempts, a rushing touchdown. This guy's a backup quarterback. Like, come on.
All right, here's where we start going down the rabbit hole. But Pats, Bengals, not much to go over there. Like, I think the Bengals are the biggest survivor pool elimination challenge pick of the week. I don't know how they can't be. It's the biggest spread on the board. Bengals all the way. Here's where Brian's Joe Burrow, Super Bowl MVP, 50 touchdowns, the whole 9 yards, starts off.
Yeah, he's got Jamar Chase allegedly coming back. He practiced on Wednesday in full. So I don't know if his contract situation is getting closer, but either way, it looks like he's going to play. And then, yeah, if he plays, Burrow's going to put up 3 or 4 touchdowns in this one. Good start to the 50.
Yep, Bengals are going to win this one. Plain and simple.
That's all we need there, right? All right, jumping into the Texans and the Colts. You guys know how I feel on the Colts this year. It's tough, though, because I do like the Texans, but I got to stick to my guns. I got to stick to my gut. You know, Colts at home. Rough start to the year for Stroud, which is a huge line at 272.5. Give me the Colts plus 3.5. I'm buying a point. I'm taking the hook. And fuck it, dude. They might win this game outright.
Yeah, we'll give out our favorite over and unders at the end of all these previews, but I'm just going to spoil it for me right now, at least. This is my favorite over of week 1. In the dome, CJ Stroud, obviously in a dome, and then you got Richardson coming back. I don't think the Texans didn't really get to play against them last year, and they'll game plan for them. But with that new Colts offense, I could see this game finishing like 35-32.
Yeah, I think that's a great call. Like, even though that this is a divisional game, this is a divisional game that will likely shoot the over.
Very aesthetically pleasing too.
It's up there with some of the biggest overs of the weekend. So you're not the only one thinking that. It could be a heavy public bet, which Vegas always wins. So be cautious of that.
Yeah, well, I'm already putting so much faith into Anthony Richardson in fantasy this season, which goes against everything I originally was preaching this whole offseason.
Are we a Colts podcast? I know Brian and I are all over the Colts. Jack, where are you at, man?
Bro, it's AFC South, a very competitive division. That's all I'm going to say. It's a very, very competitive division. All 4 of these teams have juice. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, Jack needs the Colts to be good. So if the Jaguars end up winning the division, you can go back and point to those Colts and Texans being good.
Brian, we're winning 11 games. We're smoking the division. Like, whatever, buddy.
They're just not winning 11 games. But we'll look. It's a preview for a reason. You don't need to jump into that. But yeah, Jack, Colts or Texans? What do you got here? Without revealing too much.
Yeah, without revealing too much, give me the Texans on the road.
Wow. In Richardson's return. All right, here's a disgusting one. Panthers, Saints.
Derek Carr, Bryce Young. I don't really feel like talking about this. I'm sorry, Saints and Panthers fans.
Neither do I. So Jack looks like he's got a whole rant for us, though.
No, I'll save it.
Shout out Steve, the one Panthers fan I know.
I might have a sneaky play for this. Tune in Sunday. I got something sneaky for this game up my sleeve. So tune in for a little Panthers Saints sneaky bet coming Sunday morning when we bet the board. But jumping into one that I actually love, Cardinals at the Bills. I'll buy a point. Cardinals plus 7.5. I don't care. They're on the road. I am so high on this Cardinals offense. The defense is going to be dicey. Kyler Murray's going to ball out. It's Buffalo. It's beginning of the season. It's warm. It's nice weather. You don't have to worry about all the inclement weather. Dude, give me the Cardinals plus 7.5 all day. I love Kyler Murray this year. I'll take his over on. I won't give out the overs yet, but it's going to be a big Kyler Murray day. You can bet that.
Yeah, I like just about every single over in this game, which is kind of a problem if you think about it. Like, I like the point total over. I like the over for both of the quarterbacks on their passing yards. Literally every receiver listed, I like their overs. So I think that's an issue and might be a reason I'm not going to bet on this game. But if I had to bet something, the Cardinals getting 6.5 against a totally new look Bills team. Yeah, give me the Cardinals.
And dude, just buy a point, take the 7.5, and cover the touchdown. You still get great juice.
Do it how you want to.
Yeah, both of these teams are such like new schemes, or I guess just new offenses heading into this season. 40.5 seems high to me. I could see this being really ugly. I know, Matt, you said Buffalo's nicer weather now early in the year. I don't know. I just think this is one of those games that Scott Hansen doesn't bother panning to that often because it's just 3 and out after 3 and out.
See, Brian, it's so funny you say that because
it's just not true, and that's not going to happen.
No, but listen, I think that it might be ugly, but the opposite happens. It might be ugly, and Marvin Harrison Jr. or Michael Wilson is open for like an 80-yard touchdown, for no reason. Like Kyler Murray gets out of a sack and just bombs one, or Josh Allen just starts to scramble, trucks a Cardinal, and then next thing you know, he's off loose. Like I just
Both
think might be.
defenses are not good for 3-and-out after 3-and-out after 3-and-out. Like that's
Yeah,
just not happening.
I think it's more just like the new offense. It's going to take some time. It might take like a quarter and a half for them to
Not
figure
against
out.
these defenses.
You see, Brian, that's the thing is I think that we're not giving like them enough credit for how they finished out the seasons last year. Because Kyler did come back towards the end of the season and start to develop a
Beat Philly on the
rapport
road.
with Ray McBride and Michael Wilson. And yeah, adding Marvin Harrison Jr. in there is like the new part of the offense, I guess. But for him to be the new part, an alpha like that, I'm fine with it. And then over on the other side with the Bills, they made that coaching change, their play calling change, whatever it was, towards the second half of the season. And, they've had, I think it was like 8 games at the end of the season with that sort of flow. So you would think that they can come out this year and just do that again. Obviously, they have some new pieces as well, but I have way more faith in both of these offenses than I do these defenses. I think the defenses are going to be the ones that are a little sloppy and collapsing.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. This game reminds me a lot of that Chiefs-Lions game that we talked about from last year, where both offenses on paper should be better than either defense. And it ended 21-0. I think the first quarter was like 7-0 because they just both started so slow to try to figure it out.
That Chiefs-Lions game?
Yeah, it was ugly in the first half.
It didn't end 21-0.
21-20. The first quarter was 7-0. But I could see this game.
I heard you were correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see this game being a lot like that, which I guess would get close to the over, but I don't know. I might be completely wrong, and Matt, you probably seem to think
I'm buying the point plus 7.5 Cardinals. That's what I got. Enough of that. Now for the game of the week, Raiders Chargers.
I mean, Harbaugh's back.
I actually kind of like this, dude. Like this is a bigger game for me, at least. I mean, I think Harbaugh and the Chargers, seeing what that new era is going to look like for them in Los Angeles, and then on the Raiders side, I've been pretty adamant about how I think the Raiders are going to be better than people are expecting. So I'm interested to see how they go out there and prove that. I also think that this is the best team Gardner Minshew's ever played with, offense and defensively. So I'm curious to see if he can lead a team from start to finish to the playoffs, and I think he can.
Give me Brock Bowers overs all day in this game. All day.
Yeah, I really like I know we spent a lot of time in this offseason, definitely in the AFC West preview. Check that out if you haven't already. Just loving the Las Vegas Raiders and what Antonio Pierce is bringing to this team. But these are the same Chargers that got blown out by 70 points against these Raiders last year. And now you have Harbaugh coming in. They're going to be playing angry. And I know they'll have like 3 fans in the stadium to play in front of, but those 3 fans are going to be loud. I like the Chargers at home here, and I like them by a lot.
Don't. You do not.
I do.
There's no way you like the Chargers at home.
That's one of the other things is, you forget the last time that these two teams faced, the Raiders put like 60 points on them or something like that. Like it was a brutal game.
It was ugly, dude.
Yeah, I wonder how they respond to this one. It should, again, that's why I'm not out on this game. I think this is going to be a really interesting one to watch.
Dude, Harbaugh's been like stapling the final score onto players' lockers every day of training camp, just preparing them for this game. Like this is all they've been thinking about all of training camp. They might hang 70 on them themselves.
Maybe.
I guess I have just a lot of faith in Harbaugh.
Yeah, you do. Now let's jump into the other game of the week, though. Broncos Seahawks.
This is the game of the week.
Brian Seahawks.
They're not only my Seahawks, but they are the Auburn Tigers of the NFL, War Damn Eagle. We have Derek Hall, Nehemiah Pritchett, and DJ James going up to avenge the guy that transferred from Auburn, Bo Nix, and beat him in Seattle. I'm super excited for this one. Not only that, you have Ryan Grubb, now the coordinator for the Seahawks, was the coordinator for Washington. Of course, beat Bo Nix twice at Oregon last year. A lot of good storylines in this game. I honestly, I might have this as a standalone game. Turn off Red Zone at 4:00 and just put this game on. That's how excited I am.
You are not going to be
for a
I
game
can't watch.
featuring the Broncos. No,
I also just remembered I can't watch.
Brian can't be watching, so
sucker.
I'll put it on my my Sirius.
Brian, we're gonna need live update receipts of you not watching on Sunday and tomorrow and Friday.
Yeah, tomorrow I'll be my face will be turned away from the TV as all my buddies down in Auburn watch it as I'm watching them look at the game.
Oh, wait a minute, Brian. We're gonna be together this Sunday.
Yep.
Matt, come on. Can we push this out to week 2, bro?
Absolutely not.
Bro, no, we gotta push this out to week 2.
We're not doing a last minute.
I'm just gonna have to rely on you to
we are.
give me some good reactions to the games. I'm gonna be just watching you watch the NFL.
Oh, so I'm not.
I mean, Brian will just be labeled.
This sounds like the third circle of hell or something right now. Like having to watch a football game with your boys, but you're not allowed to talk about the football game. Like, what the hell?
If anything, this just makes it even sweeter.
No, but now you're dragging me into this bullshit. I don't want to deal with this.
Fucking, you guys picked the wrong weekend. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you know what? We have plenty of other friends there that can talk football. I'm sorry, Brian, but you're getting shunned.
That's fine.
That's a bet, dude. Brian's the one who made it. Take it up with him.
I made my own bed.
Yeah,
He's the one who,
Actually, Joe Schmo made my bed. He made my bed, not me.
Joe Schmo.
Yeah, I mean, this had nothing to do with me, but I am going to hold you accountable.
Yep, and I'll stay as accountable as I can.
All right, but yeah, I am looking forward to this new age in Seattle, and I am looking forward to seeing what Bo Nix can do. I don't think it's going to be a great first game for him, but we'll see. Who do we got next, Matty?
Cowboys taking on the Browns, and what's probably America's game of the week. We're gonna have I don't know Brady on that. Yeah, Brady's debut, America's game of the week for the Cowboys, traveling to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Dude, I don't know any, like, give me Zeke's over, I guess. I have no idea. CeeDee Lamb's over. I mean, this could be this. You want to talk about ugly games? I think this could be ugly.
Yeah, I think these are two of the best defenses going into the season, at least, on paper. So I don't expect a whole lot of success. I mean, how does CeeDee Lamb's hold out while he didn't get his contract, affect his rapport with Dak? I mean, he threw the ball to him 130-something times for 130-something receptions last year. So I don't expect that to really affect it all too much. But, is he going to be in playing shape, all that kind of stuff? I don't want to watch this game, man. I really don't.
Yeah, I could have been way better week 1 games, in my opinion.
This game's going to feel like a bad massage. I'll take the under.
Yeah, it feels like the under's the right move here, no?
It's got to be.
It does feel that way. It is one of the lowest lines of the week. So there's concern about that. I think that with this, just because the line is super low, it's going to go just a tad over, but we'll see.
We definitely will see. But Brian, Commanders, Bucs, this is your time to shine, dude. Jack, Jaden Daniels' debut. You ready for him to steal the show?
Like, do you really want to go on a rant, Brian? Do we really need our
I don't know if you guys realized it, but I'm sure at least one of the listeners out there realized it. I did not have a anti-Eagles parlay this week.
I did realize that. I was waiting for the anti-Eagles parlay.
Yeah, we know.
Because I am going to have a pro Jaden Daniels parlay this week.
Oh.
And that pro Jaden Daniels parlay, I don't have a song. He hasn't earned a song just yet. Once he hits this, there'll be a song next week for him. It's going to be 250 passing yards. It's going to be 2 passing touchdowns. And it's going to be 40 rushing yards and a Commander's money line for the inaugural Jaden Daniels parlay of the Views from Section 400 podcast.
I can't say that I hate that at all. I really can't.
See, I didn't get
I
that
can't
delusional
say.
with it.
I think I hate that I like it, but I fucking like that.
So Jaden Daniels for damn near 300 all-purpose yards in his NFL debut against the Todd Bowles-led defense.
Yep.
I'm not getting behind it.
Well, if you snooze, you lose. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm sound fucking asleep, Ryan Howe. I am snoozing through 3 alarms. I'm in an army camp. They're blowing the bugle. I am fast asleep, bro.
Oh man. And also the anti-Eagles parlays will make a return next week along with the Jaden Daniels parlays. I'll have both of them ready. But I just wanted to make the Jaden Daniels parlay stand alone for the first week.
And by the way, anti-Eagles parlays, I think, haven't won yet, right?
Nope, 1-14 all time. You mentioned Kyler beating the Eagles on the road last year. That was the one.
Was that's the one that hit? So
Yep.
1-14 all time on the anti-Eagles plays. I'll take it, man. I'll take that all day. But
yeah, it's kind of tough when you end every single one of them with a money line, and then the Eagles only lose like 3 games all year.
Yeah, the skid at the end really helps. Really helped me get close there.
Hey, one for 14. I don't know, not too great. But let's jump into Sunday Night Football. I thought 48.5 was the biggest over. This is actually the biggest over at 51.5. That's a huge number. Rams travel to Detroit, Stafford back in Detroit, the whole headlines, the whole 9 yards. They'll play it up. They'll have montages in the stadium, montages on TV of Stafford in Detroit. It's going to be the talk of everything. Yeah, 51.5 is a big number. You guys over or under on that?
Well, I would say I'm really excited for this game because I slept through the playoff game last year that these two played in, but I can't even watch this one. So we're 0 for 2 on Lions and Rams at Ford Field. But in terms of the over-under, the last 7 times these two have played at Ford Field, the under at 51.5 has hit 6. So I think that tells me enough. I'm going under.
Yeah, 51.5 is too big for me. I don't care they're indoors. I don't care it's the whole thing. I don't know that we'll go what you said, Brian, and say under, but I definitely am staying away. Don't get trapped.
I mean, yeah, I just love a ton of points in this game. I think these guys should have 2 of the better offenses in the league, just top to bottom or stacked. I'll be different. I'll be that guy. Sunday Night Football. Carrie Underwood is singing to me. She's singing to me, baby, and we're gonna get like 55 points in this one. I like. Give me some points. I like the over in this one. Final score is gonna be like 35-31 or something like that.
Yeah, now I think about it, I actually really do like the Rams. I know I'm taking a lot of road teams, which probably doesn't bode well for me. Well,
Dude,
actually,
there's a
Not
lot
in
of
week one.
a lot of good upsets, a lot of good road teams in week 1.
yeah, actually, I've only taken 2 road teams, so I do like I do like the Rams at plus 3.5. The Lions have gone from the hunter to the hunted, and I don't think that'll bode great for them. They're still a playoff team, but games like this, I do think the other talented teams have a better shot than they did last year.
So you got the Rams outright.
I mean, I'll take the 3.5 just because they're giving it to me, but I could see the Rams winning this game.
No, I got the Lions. Give me them at home. Jared Goff plays so much better at home in the dome. So, yeah, I do think it'll be a close one. There's no doubt about that. McVay's teams are hard to put away, but we saw it week 1 last year. The Lions are going to come out and they're going to get the job done.
By the way, sneak peek for Sunday, Cooper Kupp is soaring over 66.5.
Might be a sneak peek for your favorite prop in about 5 minutes.
Probably. But before we jump into that, let's get into Monday night and wrap up the slate here. And the Jets taking on the Niners. I love the under here. I mean, these are the 2 probably best defenses in football. I know, Jack, you said Cowboys and Browns, but if it isn't these 2, they're not far off.
Yeah, no, I I mean, the Jets have had a little bit of issues, I guess I'll say, like locker room issues with their defense as of late. So I don't really know where they stand, but I all offseason was saying that the Jets were going to be the best defense coming into this year. So, and yeah, absolutely. The 49ers are right there with Ward and Bosa and Warner. I mean, they're insane as well.
Like, is Hassan Reddick playing?
I don't know. Like, apparently he requested a trade, and then like now the coach is saying that he's like they're getting the deal done or something like. I don't know what happened.
He's getting fined a lot of money for not showing up. I mean, it's borderline Ben Simmons situation.
Yeah, no, I really I don't know. I really don't know exactly what's going on there.
I don't either, but that's obviously a big piece.
Yeah, they're going to need him there, definitely. I mean, you're going to have to get to Brock Purdy you're going to have to get to Brock Purdy if you want to win a game against the 49ers, and I don't think Quinn Williams can do it on his own.
Like, who's still there? CJ Mosley?
Yeah, he's like 55 now.
But he's like a middle linebacker. I don't know who they have like as pass rushers outside of Quinn Williams is a big like D tackle. He does it all, but
yeah, they lost Huff to the Eagles.
Yeah. There's a lot going on there, but
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, does he make it out of the first quarter?
He's got it, right?
He's got it, right? He's got to make it out of this game unscathed. Just for Jet fans, as a compassionate fan, like, just for their sake, man, like, just let the guy get through one fucking game.
I mean, the Jets did a lot to bolster their O-line. So, I think they're going to be all right.
Yeah, I don't hate the Jets this year. They'll make the playoffs, I think. Maybe.
Brian, Jets money line on the road in San Fran?
No. This is a game I'll be flying back from Auburn, so it's another one we'll pretend does not exist.
I'll let you watch this game if you put $100 on Jets money line and show the ticket to the fans.
I don't have $100 to be spending on Jets money line.
Fair
dude. It's a Jets.
Look, I tried to compromise and give you a way out.
I also don't think Spirit Airlines offers TVs on their flights.
No need to watch. We just need to see the ticket. But before we wrap up the show, let's jump into our favorite bets. Again, tune in Sunday where we bet the board presented by Views from Section 400. It's going to be a sick show. I'm looking to stay red hot, as always, as we go up against the board. Let's win some money this weekend. But favorite underdog, favorite over, favorite under, and the favorite prop. I guess we'll go one by one around the horn. Brian, kick us off. Who is your favorite of the week?
The Los Angeles Chargers, -3.
Jack, favorite of the week. What do you got for us?
It's easy. It's the Bengals. Don't really care what's going on with Jamar Chase. They'll win this game regardless.
Yeah, honestly, to your guys' point earlier, I think I love all of I like a lot of road teams, so I'll stick to bias and I'll take the Eagles -2.5 or 3.5, whatever their spread is. I'll take them as technically the home team, but really on the road. Give me the Birds. Favorite underdog. Here's where we can have some fun. Brian, favorite underdog. What do you got for us?
Yeah, I kind of alluded to it. I really like the Rams +3.5. I also like the Titans +4.5, but my favorite dog's going to be, they're not really a dog, but also bias, New York Giants +1.5 at home.
So when we're saying, just to clarify for the fans, when we're saying favorite underdog, we're saying money line or we're picking the spread?
You're picking money line.
Okay, so you're taking Giants money line.
Yeah, and your favorite is for the spread. But your underdog is your...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Underdog should be money line. You said +1.5, so I wanted to clarify
Favorite is for the spread?
Yep.
Okay, maybe we should clarify that next time.
Well, who the hell's betting on a Bengals -450 money line?
Well, that's not what the question was asking. Brian's not.
Because Jack
Who would
does
you
not
bet
love
on the money
Bengals
line
minus
here,
nine.
bro?
Jack
Like,
does not love Bengals minus nine.
no, not at all. And -9 in week 1 is fucking ridiculous.
Mine a huge spread is
A
Jack's
huge
favorite
spread
bet of
in
the
week
week.
1. And then if I'm betting the spread -9, then Jamar Chase does matter. You know what I mean?
Jack is all over.
All right, would you like to
10.
change?
Oh my
Jack
god.
all over the double-digit spread week 1.
If I have, all right, you're gonna have to give me half a second. I gotta take
Dude,
a.
this is why I asked. This
Yeah,
is
good
for
thing.
this exact reason.
Good thing you said that. So I'm looking for my favorite spread is what you're asking me.
Your
Because
favorite team. Yeah.
I was even a little like, I was like, damn, Jack, really? Like -9's your favorite of the week? But I was like, whatever. I mean, I guess. I mean, the Pats are projected to be god awful. I mean, for all we know, this is like as it's projected to be, and the Bengals win, 35-10.
Say my favorite in this one is the Seahawks. I don't have a whole lot of faith in Sean Payton. I don't have a whole lot of faith in Bo Nix. That Denver team is bottom of the league, and I'm excited for what the new age of Seattle will look like.
It's tough to pick favorites because there's a lot of dogs out there this week that I think have a lot of juice. So now that we have sorted out on what we like here, favorite underdog money line of the week, Brian, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm giving you the Giants +1.
Giants +1 is what you're going with.
Yeah.
Jack, what do you got? You say Giants +1. You should say Giants money line.
Money line.
Stop saying
Sure.
+1.
Well, I don't know what their money line is, but whatever it is,
Giants money line. That's what you can say. Giants money line. Stop saying +1.
Yeah, this one's easy for me. I've been talking about them nonstop. It's the Raiders. Brian's favorite is going down. It's the Raiders over the Chargers.
No
I'll
shot.
give you guys some juice. Give me the Cardinals money line up in Orchard Park, week 1. Kyler Murray's going to put everybody on notice. Same with Marvin Harrison Jr. Cardinals money line, big juice there. If they're +6.5, they got to be like +225 or +250 to win that game. Maybe +300. I don't know. But give me the Cards money line, setting the world on fire week 1 and coming out to play. I love it. But what do we got next? Favorite over. Brian, Jack, what do you guys got?
Yeah, it's gonna be the Jags and the Dolphins. We started off the show, one of the first games we previewed, and these teams, both of these offenses are electric. I don't think anybody's sleeping on the Miami offense, but people are surely asleep on the Jags offense. It's gonna be a lot of points in this one. 49.5 is not enough.
It's a weird one for me, but dude, I'm gonna take the Broncos and the Seahawks 41.5. I think that's kind of low for Bo Nix can make some things happen. The Seahawks, I mean, both teams that could be like a 24-23 final. I like the over 41.5 out west for the Broncos and the Seahawks.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Price of oil is skyrocketing. The points at Lucas Oil Stadium will be skyrocketing on Sunday. Over 48.5, Texans at Colts.
So with overs around the horn, obviously what goes up must go down. Favorite under of the week, Brian, what do you got?
I want to say the Browns Cowboys, but it's kind of low to begin with. So I'm gonna say Browns Cowboys. I don't care. It's gonna be like 13-10 final score.
Yeah, Brian, that's not a bad pick. I would say maybe buy a couple points on that, and if you want to bet the under, because it is a really low line. But I'm going to go with the Commanders at the Bucs. Bucs are a defensive team. Commanders are starting Jaden Daniels. I do not have the faith that Brian does that he's going to light it up week 1. And I think Todd Bowles is going to make it tough for him. I also don't have a ton of faith in this Tampa Bay office with Dave Canales no longer there. I think they might take a step back. So I don't expect a whole lot of points from the Commanders or the Tampa Bay Bucs in week 1.
Yeah, I like that under too, but just to be different, I'll stick to what I said a couple minutes ago, and I'll take the under in the Jet 49er Monday Night Football game. I know there's a lot of anticipation. Both offenses could be good. Niners, we already know what they are, but I think the defense has come to play. I think we see a weird 19-16 final score, maybe 19-12. I think the defense will show up in that one, so I will take the under there. Maybe I'll buy a couple points as well to really make sure that under hits for me on opening night. But yeah, favorite prop of the weekend. There's so much juice out there, whether you want to go with a nonsense game, a non-nonsense game, whatever you want to call it. I know you guys are scrambling right now for your favorite props. I can see it in Brian's eyes. But Brian, do you have a favorite prop for us?
No, I got mine. I alluded to it earlier. Bijan Robinson is going to do his best Nigel Rathbone impression and put Arthur Wright in his place. Over 92.5 all-purpose yards for Bijan Robinson.
Jack, you got one or you want me to go?
Nah, you got it. I need a sec, bro.
I told you guys in the Ford Field game, Cooper Kupp is soaring over, what was it, 65 and a half, 66 and a half. He's going to have 80 receiving yards. Stafford's going to find him early and often, set the tone, set the pace. There's going to be extra special attention on Puka Nacua. It's going to open it up for Cooper Kupp. I love him. I mean, it's just basically it's plus money for Cooper Kupp to have 70 receiving yards. I mean, come on. That's my favorite prop of the weekend right there.
I think
you hate that or love that, Brian? Cooper Kupp.
I don't hate it. I like Cooper Kupp a lot this year. I think people are forgetting about him because of Puka Nacua's emergence.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sleeping on Cooper Kupp. I definitely think that there's a chance he goes over on this number. He should go over on this number. I mean, I'm expecting a lot of points, a lot of yards from this Rams offense. To Puka, to Cooper Kupp, to Kyron, they're really good about getting it done. Honestly, they're just a very efficient offense under Sean McVay. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I like that prop a lot.
For sure. Do you have one of your own?
Yeah, I think I do.
Uh-oh. Here comes Trevor Lawrence rushing yards.
Yeah, no, funny enough. No, so this is a play on Jalen Warren being questionable and somewhat hurt right now. And will he play week 1? We don't know. If he does, will he be used a lot? We don't really know. But what comes to that is that this Steelers backfield is Najee Harris's, and his line is set at 53.5. We know Arthur Smith loves to run the ball, and he likes to run the ball with multiple backs. So if Jalen Warren was there and healthy and there's no issues, I'd be feeling a little more shaky about this. But with a hurt guy hurt Jalen Warren, Najee's going to take the reins. And, what's more likely? They decide to throw the ball 35, 40 times with Russell Wilson and Arthur Smith coaching them, or they let Najee Harris carry the ball 20 times and he can churn out 60 yards.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm going with Najee.
Out of everything to bet, you go with like the one where it's the guy questionable.
Well, that's why you guys got to check back in on Sunday to get my official prop of the week.
I like to save there for sure. Check out Sunday when we bet the board special edition. It's new segment, new show, new vibes here up in 400. It's going to be great. We're going to go in-depth analysis, bet the board like crazy. I can't wait. Stick around. I'm looking to go red hot. But, Brian, you want to introduce our new segment before we jump off here?
Yeah, we won't be doing it today, but I know last year we had the all sports show, we called it, on Wednesdays, and we released a football show on Fridays. Obviously, our schedule has changed. A lot of things have changed up in 400. So this year we'll have this preview show like we just had on Thursday, and then every Monday we will react to all the Sunday games. So it's going to be very football dominated because we know that's what you guys want to hear about. It's what everyone wants to talk about during the football season. But starting next week, we will have a non-football nugget of the day to finish off our Thursday show. So for all you guys that love baseball, college football, whatever other non-NFL sports, we will get those in as well, but that will start next week.
Don't worry. You guys remember me last year during the Phillies run. The so far up and so far down, that's not going anywhere. Red October's right around the corner. So as we ramp up football season, Baseball's not going anywhere. Like I said, Red October, weeks away from starting up.
Possibly orange and blue fall. I guess I'll call it.
No. It's Red October, baby.
Yeah, well.
Nah, it's an orange and blue fall. War Eagle.
Oh, Lordy. Whatever. Jeez Louise.
Wait a minute, Brian. I'm just realizing this. Did you only go to Auburn and like Auburn because they're the same colors as the Mets?
It definitely helped the process.
Wow. I respect it.
Little known fact to all the Auburn guys, Brian was a huge Georgia Bulldogs guy. Huge Georgia Bulldogs guy.
I was a Georgia guy for about 3 months during the college admissions process.
And what happened? They reject you?
Yep.
Fuck them. They didn't deserve you, Brian.
They did not. Stupid ass.
We wouldn't all be sitting here right now if Georgia didn't reject Brian from attending that university. So that's one thing to look at. And I'm very glad they did, because I would be sad if we wouldn't be able to be all doing this together. So that's good stuff right there.
And
so it's down.
Damn right. But thanks for joining us, sticking around for the 100th episode. It was special. I appreciate everybody who tunes in, who hates on the show, who loves the show. Everything is so appreciated. Not to get too emotional, but it is awesome being with you guys week in and week out, staying consistent for the viewers, for the small audience we have as we grow, as we blossom, as we flourish. Football season's here. I'm ready to go. Stay tuned. That's all I got to say. Love y'all. I'm out.
Love you guys.
Shout out to 100 episodes. See you this weekend, Brian.